Hello everyone. Welcome to Fast Track on Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, Mr. Dhaval Parab, aka Devil, a renowned figure in Indian hip hop scene. He is one of the most respected and well-liked members from the Mumbai Underground. From film soundtracks to solo releases, his versatile talent leaves an indelible mark on the industry. Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for taking out this time for us. Welcome to Herald Global.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be there.
Okay, so let me begin by asking you, how did you get into hip hop music?
So this was back in 1998 when I was in school. MTV used to play a lot of music from the West. There used to be a show by Nikhil Chinappa called MTV Select, where people would like normally request a song, and I used to wait all day, when someone requests a rap song, because I was very fascinated by the music videos and the clothes and the way they would say it. And I was always into music before I would listen to a rock and metal and all that. But that would just I was not too much into it. I was just listen to the popular songs and that. But then when I saw hip hop, and I was like, okay, this is something that I would be really interested in doing also, because my hobby was to rhyme words.
Okay.
Rhyming words was like my hobby. I should try and write a little bit of a poems and stuff like that in school. So my teachers really encouraged me. They said you should if you really like to rhyme words, then you should just start writing poetry. Then I was like, okay, poetry, but then there is more to poetry when it comes to rap. The rapping and hip hop it's like more than poetry. So that really fascinated me, and I decided that this is something that I want to do as a hobby or as a skill, which now is it's my profession now. But yeah, at one point it was just something I started just to make myself occupied, or just to vent myself out.
Okay, so you mentioned about 98. So if I talk about the 90s Asian underground, which started from UK, it initiated by Apache Indian. So what kind of impact it had on you?
Apache Indian, to be very honest, what Apache Indian does is not exactly hip hop, it's reggae. And it's a very Caribbean influenced music. And so basically Apache Indian is a very mysterious man. He does Caribbean music, lives in the UK, and is an Indian guy. A lot of confusion. So we did not probably understand what he was when he came across in front of us. All we did was like his music. That's all. We never tried to find out what kind of music he's doing, and where does it come from. We had no idea, because see, now we have the internet to research things. Back then there was nothing. The only place you would go to is at the television or the radio, to get or the newspapers, to get any information about anybody you like or any of the celebrities. So Apache Indian, yes, he did bring sort of a Western vibe or Western culture to the underground, the Indian underground. Indie pop music is what we used to call it back then. But that was still not my first introduction to hip hop. Back then, even Baba Sehgal was a rapper.
Baba Sehgal, yes.
We still did not kind of take that very seriously, because there were some songs by Baba Sehgal which were actually not exactly original songs. They were tunes converted by him into there was a song by Vanilla Ice Baby, which Baba Sehgal actually turned it into Thanda Thanda Pani. So we took it like a parody. Yeah, we took it like a parody, and he was also very funny. He had funny lyrics, so it was not again like an introduction. The first time when I was introduced to hip hop was when I saw Eminem on television. When I knew that this is hip hop, and hip hop is like a whole culture. It's just not like a genre. So a lot of more things I started to know. But this indie pop era was like a totally different era. Apache Indian was a time where that was a time we would listen to anything that comes on TV.
Of course. So if you're talking about we just spoke about Apache Indian. So what is the scenario today when it comes to, if we talk about Mumbai Underground? So how things has evolved in today's scenario?
Right now there is a lot of variety. There's a lot of variation in terms of styles. Because see, Apache Indian, when he came to India, the kind of personality that he was and the kind of music that he did stand out. Absolutely, he did.
Yeah, true.
So even today it's a little difficult to stand out, because there are so many variations. There's so many different rappers. There's a lot of competition. But we kind of made this happen over years because we wanted that. When when I was rapping, I did not know that there is somebody else just like me who also wants to rap or who was also interested. I had no idea about that. Because in 98, I did not have like a computer at home. We would go to a cyber cafe and, we would go and surf websites. There was no YouTube. There was no Instagram, all these things. So we did not have any way to find out if there's somebody has the same interest as us. But then later on, then came Orkut. And on Orkut, I started searching for people who are interested in rap. And we kind of formed a community at that time on Orkut where we would share our raps. Like somebody would sit at home and write it and then we would share it with each other. And that's what formed this whole community of rappers. And then we went forward. We did Gully Boy, the movie Gully Boy. And then we started inspiring more kids, to rap and to make a career out of this. So today, right now, that's what we are sitting on. And the Mumbai hip hop scene is so huge that in every lane, har ek gali mein ek rapper hai, is what we say. Gali gali mein rapper milega aapko. Because of what we were doing. And this culture is adaptation of a Western culture. This hip hop is adapted from West. It's not our culture. It's not Indian culture. Indian music culture is classical music, classical sangeet, that we say. But I think so hip hop actually started as a revolution against racism. And I think even in our country, we do need something like that. A tool like hip hop to voice our, whatever we have to say, anything. Because we are in our country, there are so many issues that needs to be addressed. And I think hip hop, there's no better medium or there's no better platform than a microphone to say out whatever you want to.
Of course.
So that's the scene right now we are sitting on. That's the Mumbai scene right now. People are trying to voice their opinions through hip hop. They're trying to have a voice for themselves through hip hop. That's what we are on right now.
So since you're talking on hip hop, okay, then I'll move on to my next question. Before that, I wanted to ask you, to my understanding, along with hip hop came graffitis. Okay, that was another art form which was which was a part of the hip hop scenario. So do you think that could incorporate in India itself as compared to the scenario out of India? Because we didn't see so much of graffiti artists which came.
There is a lot of graffiti all over Mumbai actually. I think Mumbai and in the north I've seen Delhi, Chandigarh. There's a lot of graffiti because now the culture is growing. So initially there were only 2 or 3 graffiti artists in India. I think I'm talking about 2010 when I met the first graffiti artist of India, Zake Graffiti. And when I spoke to him and I asked him that how does it work? And he said graffitiing in India is not like a street job because you need money for paint, for colors. Sometimes you have to take risks because it's vandalism at the end of the day as per the laws. And you definitely need to be careful of the police because if you get caught, then there is a fine or there's a jail sentence also for vandalizing property. So this is basically, in spite of having such threats, it's still art that they love to do. And the Indian graffiti artists right now they are doing much better because right now they are doing commercial projects, okay, where they are legally allowed to paint a wall. And graffiti has a particular distinct style of art, but now the Indian graffiti artists have evolved a lot, and they are not only doing like the letter graffiti. Now they are also doing wall murals. They're taking it to the next level, and that's and I've seen they all travel to different countries and represent India over there. There's a graffiti artist called the Enemy Graffiti artist, Graffiti, and he represented India in Hong Kong, in Brazil, and in
Pretty
America.
amazing.
So the graffiti scene is as good as the hip hop scene right now. We all are. It's just that we are still not like I don't know if should I say like our society doesn't understand what graffiti is and how it should be taken. A lot of people be like, "Nahin, don't do this on my house or don't do this on my wall. I don't like it. This is not what I wanted to."
Of course.
Not everybody. I don't know. Not everybody is into art, but I feel that like graffiti has the power to like totally beautify a complete city. And if you see Pune, and if you see like some places in Mumbai, like Marola Art Village, It's full of graffiti and it looks beautiful. And you would never want to leave that place. It looks so beautiful. So graffiti is like it's like a very important part of our culture.
Of course.
Do you know, by the way, how graffiti started in hip hop? So
No.
in Bronx, so hip hop basically, I'll just give you an idea of how hip hop started. There was a lot of racism against blacks in America during the 70s, especially after the abolishment of slavery. Blacks were not given any rights, any equal rights. They were not allowed to enter clubs to party. So they decided that, okay, since we are not allowed because you're blacks, let's have our own block parties. So they started calling it the block party. That means they said, like, if we can't enter the clubs, we'll make our block. That's the place, the neighborhood where they live.
Yes.
We'll make that our club. That's when DJs started coming into picture. The first DJ ever who played like a disc was like in Bronx, like, you know, who was scratching and he started playing music for people. Then started coming these break dancers. You know, they started joining this party. Like, come on, let's break dance on whatever this DJ is playing. Now, like, who'll decorate this place? You know, we gotta have like a really cool looking place like to party.
From there,
so graffiti artists started decorating the place. Then came rappers saying that somebody needs to hype the crowd. The crowd is getting cold now, so I need to like hype them up, saying, "Come on, guys, make some noise, put your hands up." That's when the rappers came in. So that's how the whole hip hop culture was formed. And then they started voicing against racism, saying that, okay, you guys are racist, you don't let us in, you guys don't just give us rights. The graffiti artists started writing it all over everywhere. And that's how the whole hip hop culture came into the picture. And, you know, it's kind of, it's here. Like, it's
Of
huge
course.
right now. It's all over the world.
Pretty amazing. Okay, so how was the experiencing of collaborating with Zoya Akhtar for Gully Boy?
Zoya Akhtar is, she's very, very creative. She's very open to opinions also. So so initially we did a workshop with them, and they asked us about everything about our lives, about our parents, our school, where did we grow up, and about our girlfriends, our love life, and a lot of other things. About our jobs. Like, I had done a lot of jobs before I became a professional musician. I had done jobs in corporate and in radio and stuff like that. So she took experiences from us, and she put all those experiences in the film. Like, you know, so the film is basically not based on one particular rapper. It's just based on how generally a rapper's life is. So she's very particular about her visuals. Okay, she focuses a lot on story. She doesn't like gets derailed from the story track. You know, she always on the story track. So she wanted to show like a normal life of a Mumbai boy who's trying to make it into the rap scene, and she kind of showed everybody's emotion in that. So it was great working with her. We had a lot of fun, and we were like we actually were like given all the freedom on the sets. We had a ball. We had like a huge party. It was crazy. It was fun. Ranveer was also there with us. He was actually very much involved in whatever we were doing, and he was also like a friend, almost like a friend. He was with us. So yeah, it was a fun experience. Really loved that.
Okay, so please tell us about the creative challenges in terms of, for example, when you're writing a song. Okay, like Apna Time, you wrote some phrases over there. What are the challenges do you face creatively?
There is actually no challenge because this just comes out. Okay, the challenge is that after you release the song, making the song reach all the people. You know, that's the main challenge, because making a song, it's a part of it's in my blood. I don't know how it just comes out. It's a part of my system. It's, you know, you can say like muscle memory or something. I don't know what you call it, but it just comes off me. Normally, what we do is we just like get all the musicians, we gather in a studio. Okay. And they play their beats to me, and we just jam to it, and something or the other comes out in the next 1 or 2 hours. Because I've done it for like 20 years now, so it's very easy. The biggest challenge that we face is that turning the heads towards you. Like, you know, when you're putting something out, it's important to make people care about what you've done, and that's the main challenge in this whole career. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of self-analysis. Sometimes you get demotivated, sometimes you get overmotivated, overwhelmed. overconfident, sometimes underconfident. There's a lot of change of emotion in that, and that's the biggest challenge. You got to keep yourself, your mind leveled up. You have to balance it out, otherwise you just get lost. And then you need like an expensive vacation after that. Yeah,
So
I've taken so many expensive vacations because
you
you
have
do
to.
do need to like take a break from this whole city
Very
life,
true.
and so yeah, it's that's the challenge. Making the music is not a challenge anymore.
Okay, so what was the inspiration behind the song Todun from the movie Tufan?
The inspiration was the character of the film itself. So it was lockdown basically. It was very difficult
Hmm.
for me to write that song because lockdown there was no inspiration. I take inspiration from the city. I go around, I see things, I see people, and then I get inspiration from them. Then some lines come into my mind just like that, like for a fun thing. But this time it was lockdown. I had to sit at home, and we were just like sitting, and then I suddenly get a call directly from Farhan Akhtar asking me like, if I want to do a song for his film. And I was like, हाँ ठीक है कर सकते हैं किस टाइप का फिल्म है क्या है क्या है. It's like वो राकेश ओम प्रकाश मेहरा the director, he will call you and he'll brief you about everything.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine. So I spoke to Rakesh sir, and he said that why don't you just come and watch the film? You watch the film and you see the character. I'll tell you exactly where your song is gonna come and how it's gonna come. And then so I went. I saw the film, and I he explained me what Farhan's character in the film is and what the song is there for the situation. So basically, the situation was that Farhan Akhtar is actually a goon. He's a gunda.
Hmm.
He does wasuli, maramari, and all that
I've
stuff.
watched it. Yes.
Yeah, you watched it. Okay, so you know. So he said that like when the song comes out, okay, he's just entering the boxing world. So for him, boxing is only about maramari, todam todi. It's not about technique or like
Hmm.
stamina. It's nothing that like that for him. For him, it's like जाने का, मारने का, तोड़ने का, फोड़ने का. मैं इसमें expert हूँ, मैं ये कर दूंगा. That was the brief given to me, and the song also had to be like that. That if you get into boxing as an amateur and you don't know anything about boxing, how would you say things? What would you
Hmm.
say? What would you do? So I'm like, मैं तो यही बोलूंगा कि उसको फोड़ दूंगा, तोड़ दूंगा. तो तोड़ून टाक मराठी में का मतलब होता है तोड़ दे.
Oh. Okay.
So that's why the song's name is तोड़ून टाक, and that's why the lyrics are like घुमा के देने का, सुला के देने का, because that's what he thinks कि बॉक्सिंग में यही होता है, घुमा के उसको मार देने का, लेट जाएगा, मैं जीत गया. बट ऐसा नहीं होता. दैट्स व्हेन ही रियलाइजेस लेटर ऑन कि ये बॉक्सिंग नहीं है. बॉक्सिंग में तो एक्चुअली मार खाना भी पड़ता है और बचना भी पड़ता है, और everything is so. That's how film music works always. Whenever I do anything, it's always the characters and the film situation that the song is revolved around.
So is there a lot of to and fro in terms of because see this kind of
For
songs are
Tufan,
always
there was not for Tufan,
okay.
not for most of the film music, but a lot for brand work. When I work with
Okay.
brands, there's a
They
lot
have
of to
their
and fro because they want a certain thing. They have a certain message to put across, and I think it's fair. I think it's fair because if I'm selling a product and if I have to talk about my product, I can talk better than anybody about my product. So yeah, that's there. So
very
I'm learning the
particular.
business side of it also.
Of
Being a
course.
musician, it's slowly I'm learning also the business side
I
of
completely agree with you on
everything.
that. Okay, so Mumbai Darshan, I found it very cool. Okay, what was the idea behind
Again, lockdown
it?
because we couldn't go out and shoot, and I wanted to give the Mumbai darshan to the world sitting at home because I was missing the city. मैं मिस कर रहा था मुंबई को यार. एक टाइम पे मुंबई वाज लाइक इतना क्राउडेड, सो लाइवली, सो मेनी थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन एट द सेम टाइम. एंड ये अचानक से लॉकडाउन में सब ये हो गया. आई एम श्योर पीपल आर मिसिंग द हाईवे. आई एम श्योर पीपल
Of
आर
course.
मिसिंग द लिंक रोड. आई एम श्योर पीपल आर मिसिंग द मरीन ड्राइव, द जूहू. तो मैंने सोचा, मतलब when I spoke to my team and I told them that I want to drop a song, and they were like, how do we shoot a music video for it? And I said that let's animate a music video. They said that we need to make your caricature and we need to make your model, your 3D model. That will take a lot
Yes.
of time. I said no. There is an Apple emoji feature which we can use, and that ready-made gives you a lip sync effect and everything. Use of technology. So I recorded myself on the iPhone with that emoji, and then I sent it to the animator, and then he animated the entire Mumbai city from whatever he remembered.
Sitting
because he
at
couldn't
home,
just go out of the house.
of course.
जो भी उसको याद है. So if you see the music video, you will see like
I watched it.
Oberoi Mall का एक feel आता है
Yes,
वहां
yes,
से
I
जाते
watched
हुए.
it.
वो सब, yeah. So yeah, all that. So that was the inspiration. Like कि मुंबई के बाहर नहीं जा सकते तो घर बैठे बैठे let's give audience the Mumbai Darshan through our music video or through this thing. वो गाना तो मैंने पहले लिखा हुआ था. Song was just about like one day I was just roaming around रात को ऐसी सड़कों पे and ऐसे ही मैं गाड़ी चला रहा था ऐसी और मेरे को गाना आ गया दिमाग में तो मैंने लिखा था. मैंने बोला ये गाने का कनेक्ट है ही मुंबई सिटी से, so let's call it Mumbai Darshan.
Very creatively done, I must say.
Thank you so much. I'm very glad you like it.
Okay, so if I ask
There are
you,
a
how
lot
do
of
you
small.
balance?
There are a lot of. There are a lot of small details also in the video. If you see funny details like where they have changed the DDLJ poster and put me on it and said "Ye will dulhania le jayenge." If you just keep pausing it, and you will notice it. Like it's just
I'll do
it's
that.
there.
I'll do it. Okay,
Even the
so
shops are named after all of the rappers in Gully Gang. Like that's me and
okay,
some Mohit and this and that. So there's a lot of detail to it also in the video.
pretty amazing. Okay, so how do you balance your signature style with experimentation in tracks like disco rap on Divine's album Punya Pop?
Divine's album was the disco rap song was actually not experiment. It was something that we made out of fun. So we have this songwriting camps that we do. So it's very exciting actually. We go to places like we go to Goa, we book a villa, and we set up studios, and then we all get together, all the rappers, and then we make music, we share music, we make music, we help each other, and then we collaborate. So we had gone for a camp to Lonavala. To Lonavala? Oh yes, it was Lonavala. We went to camp to Lonavala, and we were just sitting, Divine, me, and MC Altaf, and we decided that let's do a collaboration of three of us. And somebody played this song, like this music, and then we just started singing over it, like no disco rap, no disco rap. So the song was actually like made much while having fun. We did not think that the song is going to be so huge because there are other songs on the album that are very serious songs and they are like, but then we never thought that this song will pick up like that. So it was just fun. Like, we were talking about how we party basically when we go to a disco or when we go to a club. How do we party? What do we say? What do we do? And how does it feel? And how, just a very fun song. We were supposed to actually also release a music video for it. But unfortunately, because of lockdown, it did not happen. And then the song became very old. And then we thought, like, let's move on.
Okay. Okay. So how did Bahut Bhari from MGO Express happen to you?
Actually don't know. I just get called. But yeah, I just really want to thank Ankur Tiwari. He's a musician, and he was also the music supervisor on Gully Boy when we were working on it. He basically, I think he must have suggested my name for it. Because that's what he did for Tufan. He suggested my name to Farhan, and that's how I got Tufan. So Madgaon Express, I think also, and maybe they must have heard my previous songs that I've done.
Okay.
Maybe they wanted my style on that because I have a certain style which makes people say that it's distinctive and it fits well in certain situations. So that's how Madgaon Express happened.
Okay, so as a content creator, okay, so when it comes to, we spoke about this earlier, like there's so much of challenge right now because there are so many rappers, there are people, so many people on the hip hop industry itself. So how do you understand, like, this is what you're thinking, like you're planning a project and this is going to work?
Nothing. Like you can't think like that. Actually, that something is going to work or something is going to not. All you can do is just put out all your experience and all whatever you want to do out there because there are so many things that we have done and they have also failed. It's not that every song is a hit. It's not that every music video that you put out is liked by everyone. So you should be ready for such challenges and you should be ready to move on to the next thing if something doesn't work. That's something that you have to make up your mind with because some people get really attached to their work. Like if I make a song which is about my personal thing, and if I put it out, I should not have any expectations of the songs doing well because it's my personal thing and I wrote it for my personal reasons. And agar usko view nahi aayega, to then that will make a rapper or any musician feel very demotivated. So this is the whole part of it.
Okay.
and you have to accept failures. In life, everywhere we have to accept failures. So why
True.
not in your career?
So some kind of reference points, like in any kind of formula, maybe the timing. Okay, say currently it's an election which is happening. So like I'm just giving one example. So do you think the timing
Huh.
also plays some kind of a role in terms of any song that is going to click on that point of time? People
No,
will. Okay.
no. See, I'll tell you what. Like, what you're talking about is content creation. That's a very different game altogether. That's basically you are actually living for the audience. You are actually doing everything for the audience because you're like a public figure on Instagram. And this content creation is very limited to Instagram. I don't put any content on Instagram. I
Oh,
all my followers, all my listeners are on Spotify, Apple Music. That's
okay.
that because we are musicians. Content creation is basically you have to create content that is relevant to date, but our music is basically totally based on emotions.
Okay.
So emotions are constant. Okay, tomorrow a trend can change, but your emotion of being happy or sad or in love or it's going to remain constant. So that's what our music is based on. Also, it's based on our experiences that when the people who listen to us, the fans that we have, they basically relate. So I come from a chawl. Okay, we used to live in Dadar, and life over there is a little different from living in a society in a private house and using a private bathroom and all that. So my experiences when I talk about things in my songs, it really resonates with another child right now living in a chawl.
Mm.
He would be like, okay, if this guy he used to live in a chawl and now he's made it, I can also make it. That's the whole thing that we like that our music does. But content creation is basically like that somebody who is just watching Instagram every day follows somebody for the content that they make or for like some useful like content is different. Some people give useful tips, some people make comedy videos, but then this is like a total different game. So we do not think our goal is not to make things work. Like our goal is not to make a hit song. Our goal is just to make like really really beautiful like relatable music
Sure.
and also have fun with it at the same time. And music is not the only thing that I do. Like I also do other things like I design clothes and merchandise and all.
Okay.
I also act a little bit. I've done a few short films also. I make doodle art. Like if you
Okay.
have seen like some of my pages, I've made like doodle work and I draw cartoons and stuff like that. And these are all the things that I do is just so that like I feel good and I feel productive and I feel occupied that I'm doing something that I really like to do. And if that gets me money somewhere or the other, and if people really like it, then that's a good thing for sure. Okay, but I cannot only set that as a goal that I have to win people's heart.
Of
That's not
course.
how it works actually.
Okay.
You should always improve yourself and always better yourself for yourself. Hip hop is about self learning. The whole culture is about knowing yourself and upgrading yourself with time. Okay, so that's what we follow basically. Like we always try to be a better person, be a better artist, help and give back mostly. That's what hip hop is like. You at least give back to the society. Don't just think about yourself, my followers, my brand deals, my this, my that. We always share. Divine, even in spite of being such a huge artist and being like an international artist, he still collaborates with underground rappers because he knows that hip hop is from the streets.
True.
That's why he collaborated with me or with Nazy or anybody like that. Like, that because he knows that hip hop comes from the streets and you're never supposed to forget your roots. And no matter what, who comes from where, if the music is good, the music is good. It'll
Of
work.
course.
It'll definitely work. And if your music helps someone to come out of their misery or to come out of their situations, then there is nothing better that you have done in life with your music. That's what music is for. So that's how we go by. And like, I have a lot of content creator friends and they talk to me and they say like, oh, why don't you do Instagram posts and this? I said, if I really have something to post, then I post. But if I don't have something to post, then I just don't want to show my vulnerable side to everyone. कि अभी मेरे पास कुछ है नहीं करने के लिए, because I don't like it when I don't have nothing to do. I
Mm.
always want something to do. And, Instagram is actually leisure time. So I just try and like a little avoid it a little bit. You can't avoid it, obviously.
Of
It's
course, you
also my
can't.
work. It's also like where I connect with my fans and everything. But I try and avoid it as much as I can.
Okay, my last question to you. Okay, what would be your message to the aspiring artist?
All I can say is times are difficult and they will get difficult for you as you grow up. You're young right now, so you need to take the right decisions when you're young uh, because your future depends on your present. This is what I've experienced all my life. Right now, whatever we are doing is going to affect the future. So I would say that, um, as I said, times are bad. Take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, okay, and do whatever makes you really happy. You should not think of other people, what they want, or what is trending and what is most influential. Don't think of it like that. Do what makes you happy, because then if there is a lot of positivity around you, then that's what you're going to spread around, and
True.
that's what will make the society a really better place to live in. Because times are really bad. You would not disagree with that.
Of
We
course.
all agree with that. But it's up to us how we survive, and humans are this known for surviving. So
True.
yeah, just like do whatever you like, because young people, they normally tend to see this fame and quick fame and everything, and they tend to get lost. And that's not how it works with life. Fame is not easy. It doesn't come overnight, or it doesn't
Of
come.
course.
Success doesn't come overnight. It just seems like that because it is shown like that on the internet. But in reality, it takes hard work. So it definitely does.
Okay. Thank you so much, Devil. It was lovely talking to you. Very insightful and very inspirational journey you have. I wish you all the best. Okay. I'm waiting for
Thank you
some good
so much.
tracks
It
to
was
come
my
up in the
pleasure.
future. We'll be waiting for
Yes,
some good
absolutely.
tracks. Thank you
There
so
are going
much.
to be tons of them. Thank you so
Lovely
much.
talking to
Nice
you.
talking.
Lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.